What is going on, guys? Sid here with another episode of Spooky Season Special. So guys, tonight we are going to be trying out this game titled Extreme Exorcism. So guys, I had this game back when it dropped on the PSN for my PlayStation 4. It was in my gaming library and I figured, hey, look, this may be perfect for Spooky Season Specials, right? So essentially you're an exorcist, you're trying to clear a haunted house, and every single level in that house presents you with different challenges, right? So it's a pretty straightforward concept. The game came out in 2015 for the PC, and then it was sent over to the PS4, right? So a little bit more in terms of context. The game is described as a game where every move you make comes back to haunt you, right? Essentially, it comes back to bite you in the butt, and that's pretty much what this game's like, right? Because it seems like it feels like a casual game, right, at first, and then the moment you clear a couple of rounds in the level, you automatically know you're in for a world of pain, right? So this game, your reflexes need to be super sharp, right? It's traditional 2D platforming style, right? Where the game lures you, it baits you in, right? And you're thinking you're gonna have you're gonna have a nice little casual sit-down experience, and then the next thing you know, it's a super difficult game, right? So that's essentially what this game is. But in terms of the music, the art style, the art direction, the only thing I didn't like is that the character models are super tiny, right? I feel like the meme, what's that guy's name from The Hangover, the Asian guy, when he's like squinting and he's looking at the piece of paper, he's like looking at the piece of paper and it's super tiny. I know you guys know the meme that I'm talking about. So that's how I feel when I'm playing this game, right? Because you can't lay back and just chill out. You gotta get super close to the screen to just see the character models, right? And they move so sporadically. It's like a frenzy. It's nothing more than just utter chaos on the screen, right? As soon as you get to like round 5 or round 6, right? But it's super chill. It's super difficult, but it's super chill, right? And essentially, if you don't know anything about the game, right? Obviously, there's going to be people that are not noobish to the game, right? I'm noobish to the game, by the way. But essentially, if you kill the ghost, right? With, as you can see, as you've been paying attention and seeing, if you kill the ghost with the crown, right? Essentially the king ghost, the round finishes, right? And you only got 3 lives, right? And you have to best your score, right? So I thought I was doing a pretty decent, round, right? I was giving it my best in this round. But guys, look at the chaos on the screen by round 8. Like, it's no joke, right? And obviously you're gonna want to get the wings, and as soon as you get the wings, you can exorcise a lot of the demons, right? You get a little bit of invulnerability, but the thing is, you can't really move too fast, right? You can't really like clear it as fast, right? So game over on this run, right? So my high score was like an 80. So I was like, okay, you know what? Let's give this another go, right? Let's give this a couple of goes, right? And you've really got to be jacked up on coffee to play this game. I'm not kidding you, right? Like you've got to. It's just such an intense game because you're like, oh yeah, I cleared round 1, right? And the movements of your enemies, right? The movements of the ghosts are just so damn unpredictable, right? Sometimes they'll seem stupid as hell, right? And they'll just be moving around, and then the next time they'll just be insanely difficult, and you're just gonna be kicking yourself. You're gonna be like, yo, how do I clear this guy without getting hit, right, by all the other ghosts on the screen, right? So that's the feeling that this game leaves you with, right? So it's definitely, I don't know, in terms of like the chaos on the screen, right? It may look like a traditional 2D platformer, but I want to say how it feels a lot like Pac-Man, right? Not in sort of a way, right? Because of all of the enemies that are simultaneously moving in different directions and can just trap you in an angle, right? Trap you in a direction that you don't want to be in, right? It's very similar to Pac-Man for that reason, right? And only that reason alone, right? That's definitely a comment on the AI, right? But aside from that, the game is super fun, right? Super casual, it's casual / hardcore, right? Casual / hyper hardcore, right? But essentially the overall feeling of the game is like, it's a game that you would want to come back and play if you're into that kind of aesthetic, which I am. right? That's my main aesthetic when I look for games, right? The fun spooky, the horror spooky, yeah, right? Why not, right? Like Resident Evil, like the old school survival horror games, like Silent Hill. Those are cool. Those are cool. But I kind of like this style, the childish style, right? The ones that kind of like doesn't take itself too seriously, right? Like Ghostbusters and stuff like that, like Slimer. You know, those characters, right? Those are really, really dope to me, right? Because it brings me back to my childhood, essentially, right? And that's pretty much what 5-minute boss battles is about. It's pretty much what spooky what's my show called? Spooky season specials, right? So yeah, obviously I have not had my coffee. Wow. No, I'm just joshing with you guys. But yeah. So that's the thing, right? We're up to round 12 and I've already bested my score, right? I did not expect to make it this long. I really did not. And I'm just like so ecstatic, right? But I felt good about clearing this level, but then I did check the leaderboard after this, and obviously there's gonna be like hyper hardcore gamers that really just spend all their times mastering a single game, right? So when you can't have the audacity, right? You can't. It's like if you're a wrestler your whole life and you just jump into boxing and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm the best boxer ever, right? Meanwhile, you spent your whole life wrestling, right? So you can't just like same thing with gamers, right? And gamers that specialize in different games. There's going to be somebody that has mastered the game to a T, and you can't just go into somebody else's arena and be like, oh yeah, I'm the man. It's the wrong attitude to have, right? And the game can be competitive in terms of these types of games. Arcade games can always be super competitive, right? But for me, since these days I'm primarily a FIFA YouTuber, right? These games fulfill a different purpose in my life, right? They kind of give you guys an introductory feeling to the game, to the levels that I like, the aesthetics that I like, but they're not they don't have a competitive context to them, right? That I'm bringing like, you know, just the introductory feel, like a game that I was like, oh hey, this is cool, this is gonna be a cool game to sit down and try out and just chill out, and maybe you guys would like that game too, right? And that's essentially what Spooky Season Specials is all about. And you know what, guys, I actually had fun playing this game, right? I got a 170, which was like pretty damn decent, right, for my first night of playing, right? I think so. But then I checked the leaderboards, and then the leaderboards were just psychotic, right? There you go, right? I score 1013, and then I was just like, okay, you know what? I gotta check myself real quick. Guys, this has been Sid. Peace, love, all the blessings to you and yours. Cheers.